Hello and welcome to your #1 online television channel, SeeTV. I am Emmanuel Amiba Fogg. This right here is Football Domain, and as you know, we are on the international break. I know we are gearing up for the resumption of the club season. But before we do that, we'll be talking about some international matches that will be kicking off today. Stay tuned, don't go anywhere, I'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to Football Domain on your #1 online television channel, SeeTV. Before the break, I said we'll be talking about some international matches that will be going off today, and I have with me a guest here with me in person of Christian. Christian, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay, so the international break is ongoing as it is right now, and various national teams will be playing their football this window. We have our game against Mali today, and this is Finidi George's second game in charge of the Super Eagles. And according to reports, he said that will not be fielding a weaker side, that will field a strong side, because of course it's still an audition for him. So he's going to field a strong side to face Mali. What do you think the approach will be for Finidi George going into this Mali game?
Finidi George is a man on a mission. He's a man on a mission, so I wouldn't expect less from him. You know, we all saw what happened in the last match against Ghana.
Yes. So
I expect the same thing or more from the boys today also.
Okay, so looking at the fixture list and looking at the roster of the Super Eagles, some players have gone back to their clubs. Calvin Bassey has gone back, and I think Jamilu Collins too has gone back. But the boys on the pitch still have what it takes to win that game against Mali. You know, Mali is a different ball game altogether. They went fortress ahead of Ghana. You know, Ghana got eliminated at the group stages of the AFCON, but Mali went further into the quarterfinals, and they were ousted by the host nation. Finidi George, as you said, is a man on the mission. What kind of playing style do you expect Finidi George to be playing? Because he's in the Super Eagles. Enyimba is different from the Nigerian national team, and at Enyimba he plays the attacking football. At the Super Eagles level, what approach should he go with, given the array of superstars, array of much players that we have in the national team?
Judging from the players going back and the players that he has on ground, he should just keep to his pattern of play. He should keep to the style he used against Ghana. You know, Enyimba is different from the Super Eagles. But don't mistake that for the fact that he was also an ex-player of the Super Eagles, so he knows the team better than anybody else. You know, so being with the boys that he have at his disposal now, he will know the best for the team. I'm not taking anything away from him. Okay, so let's talk about other candidates as well. You know, I've asked numerous analysts this question concerning those they want in charge of the national team. We have the likes of Emmanuel Amunike, we have the likes of Michael Essien, the under-19 coach of the United States national team. We have Sylvanus Egbo. We have so many of them vying for this position. Other than Finidi George, who do you think is much more capable of leading the Super Eagles to the next level? Other than Finidi George, only one name comes to my mind. Amunike. He's an open-minded coach. He has worked with the youth already. You know, he has worked with the youth, won the under-17 FIFA World Cup, if I'm not mistaken, in 2015, I guess. So I think he's the man that they can't fit, other than Finidi George. And most of the players, or some of the players he played with in 2015 FIFA World Cup, are still flying their trade in the Super Eagles.
And so I think he's the man for the job. If not, Fini the judge, or probably the two of them should handle the team together, coach and an assistant.
According to the some multiple reports that I'm seeing, they said it is likely that Emmanuel Amunike is appointed the Super Eagles head coach, while Finidi George goes into the job as the assistant coach, and subsequent times he might be tasked to handle the home base Eagles as well. So in that aspect, don't you think that there will be some sort of a friction between the two of them, given the fact that both wanted the same job at the same time?
I don't see any friction there. We are just making propaganda for ourselves because the both of them are teammates. The both of them are teammates for Nigeria Super Eagles in 1994. So if there should be a friction, I think far back then they could have been a finger pointing. You know, so I don't see any friction. You know, these are our boys, homegrown boys.
Yes.
You know, they played for over 8 years or 9 years together. That's friction brewing. The fact that they are fighting for the same job, or they want the same job to be the head coach of the Super Eagles, does not make them enemies, or we assume that there will be a friction. There's not going to be a friction. The two of them can handle the team, you know.
Okay. So that's that for the Super Eagles. We wish them the best of luck against Mali, and we hope that they win this friendly game. So let's move on to other international matches. We have Spain versus Brazil. You know, this reports, let me say the press conference that Vinicius Junior had about, you know, racism. Almost all the questions directed to him is with regards to racism, and then he bursted into tears, saying that he just wants to play football, that he doesn't know why he's being targeted for racist chants and all. But I would like to bring to your notice too, Christian, that this is a player that always provokes opposition fans when he's playing or when he scores a goal. What do you think Vinicius Junior is driving at, given the fact that yes, there is racism, we know there is racism, and possibly racism might not end. It might not. But what message do you think Vinicius Junior should be passing at this point in time?
As we normally say in Africa, charity begins at home. You know, for you to change other people's mindset, you need to change your own mindset first.
Yeah.
He needs to stop doing all those things he's doing. He needs to stop provoking fans. He needs to start being himself. He needs to man up. He needs to grow up. He's a good player, a decent player. He needs to focus on football more rather than putting himself in a position whereby he becomes the enemy of the fans. You know, name it. Different stadiums in Spanish football. He has provoked literally all the whole opposition supporters. You know, and that's not it. He's a good footballer. He's a decent footballer. One of the best players, which I can boldly tell you of. You know, but him trying to paint the fans or trying to paint it to racism, or you started it. You started. Come on. What do you think? What are you begging for? When you start provoking fans, what do you ask from them? They also provoke you. Some of them do not want to chant racism chant, but they feel that's the only way to get at you. They will use that channel, they will use that medium to get at you. You know, so I saw the press conference and I was touched, but I'm a footballer also. So that's what you get when you try to throw stone on a glass house. The reaction, you might not like it. So that's just it.
Vinicius Junior is somewhat of a how would I put it, symbolic figure in Spain when it comes to racism. You know, there were reports or back then there were reports that he was being racially abused by Valencia. Valencia was banned. His stand was chalked up from their stadium capacity, and then actions were taken. But Vinicius Junior has always been this player that likes to provoke other fan bases. You know, you mentioned he's a good footballer, and it's quite evident that he is a good footballer. But there is something that Vinicius Junior does that doesn't sit well with this Spanish player. We have seen other black players in this league. We have seen Inaki Williams, even though he's a Spanish guy. We have seen his brother Nico Williams. We have seen Rafinha. We have seen other black players in La Liga thriving. We have even seen Bellingham. I don't think Bellingham have publicly come out to say that he's suffering from racist chants in the Spanish top flight. But why is it always Vinicius Junior? That's the question most people are asking.
They say we have Rodrigo in Real Madrid.
Yeah.
He's a black. You know, I don't see racism chants directed towards him. We have Anthony Rudiger, the bad boy. Even being a bad boy itself, you know, you can't necessarily see opposition fans targeting racism chants over him.
Yeah.
We have so many of them in Real Madrid. We have Camavinga. We have Tchouaméni. We have you have David Alaba. You can't see opposition fans directing. So there is something begging from this guy. There is something begging. There's no match that you watch that Real Madrid plays. It's either he's insulting the referee, or he's making gestures towards the opposition players, or he's directing fingers towards the fans. So when you do such thing, you are asking for a bigger problem for yourself. You're asking for a bigger problem for yourself. And those kind of situations demoralize players. You know, I'm talking from an experience, because there are things you do that you feel you can get away with it. The fans sees it all. The players might not notice it, but the fans sees it all. Somebody might just raise a tone, and the ref will just swing into it.
Yeah.
And the next thing, you are sulking already. The next thing you are sulking. The next thing you're having a bad day inside the pitch. So that's it for him. The higher time he changes his approach, the better for him.
True, the better for him. And why he made that connection, or why that press conference came alive, is because they are facing Spain, so they'll be playing in Spain, and possibly he might still suffer that racist chance in tonight's match. But let's just hope that that's not the case, and we all stand against racism, whether it's in Africa, Europe, or South America. We all stand against racism, and we hope it ends very soon. Okay, the next game that we have is in the national break is England versus Belgium. You know, England, they will be fielding the likes of Jude Bellingham, Declan Rice, Oli Watkins, and all Bukayo Saka. And there's this feeling in the camp that this current crop of players, English players, can go on to win the Euros, especially with Jude Bellingham in their side.
We have seen a better England before. We have seen greater England before. One thing about winning trophy is mentality.
Yes.
You can have a good set of players. Without the winning mentality, you can't achieve that. You know, so we've seen the likes of Wayne Rooney, John Terry, Frank Lampard, David Beckham, Harry Kane, Steven Gerrard. The problem with England is not about feeding all these young boys who part of a high fee, or these boys coming up from the academy trying to do one or two things in the Premier League season because they earn a lot of money. You know, but when it comes to the international duty, it's a different ball game. It's a different ball game. You have to be composed. You have to be composed. You have to be your mentality needs to be strong. You're not playing for your club side. I'm not sure that the national team is paying the players that they used to pay them in the club side. So they have to be composed. They need a good advisor. They need ex-players who are good talkers, who are good advisors to talk to this player and instill the mentality of winning into them. You know, without that, I don't see this England couple of players going anywhere. Because you can have, okay, for example, the case of Ben White from Arsenal. I can't invite you for a national team football, and you are telling me that due to something that happens 2 years or 3 years back, that probably you are still trying to get yourself alright from that sort of situation. You are demoralizing the current player in the camp. You know, okay, probably because we have Manchester City and Arsenal coming up. Some players are saying, okay, I think I'm feeling discomfort on my right knee. I think I'm feeling groin. I'm feeling. You are also demoralizing the players. If we can't play together in a strong match, then how can we go into the Euros feeling that we can conquer it? So these are all what I'm seeing in this current England squad. You know, it's not about the players. They are protecting themselves for the big pay. They are protecting themselves for the big pay. Then when it gets to the Euros, you see everybody jumping out because they want to play in the biggest tournament in European football. You know, so that's not it. It's high time somebody needs to put them through. They have a good crop of players. They have a good assembly of players. I respect the Clarice so much. Jude Bellingham is a fantastic boy. Bukayo Saka is a good player also, but needs to be talked to.
Yes.
You know, so they need to be talked to. You can see all these Brazilian boys. Anytime they get invited, you see how excited they are. Win or lose, you see them. That hungry inside them. They want to play for the national team. They want to play for the national team. But it's not so with England national team. If you check it, you check on the inception. They have the best of players, but they can't seem to assemble. They can't seem to assemble them right. They can't seem to put them in the right mindset to deliver when it comes to the bigger occasions.
True. You mentioned Ben White earlier on in the conversation. You mentioned something that happened, I think, in Euro 2021, where the star manager was saying that Ben White plays as if football is not his first interest, and since then he has taken that to heart. It begs to show why some players are just, they are just like, they are not ready for some certain things. Some people will say some things and then it will hurt you, but it should spur you on to be a better version of yourself. You excluding yourself from national duty doesn't do yourself any justice. Many people have been talked down upon that you can't do this, you can't do that in the national team setup, and then they went on to perform wonders in that same national team setup. So should Ben White man up and forget whatever happens, or he should just let go of the national team altogether and declare himself retired?
He has to reconsider his decisions. I don't know if he has a very good set of advisors, but they have to tell him he needs to reconsider his decision. He has, thank God he has some players from his club side playing alongside him. So they need to talk to him. He needs to talk to him. Although he has a final decision, but his advisors need to talk more. They need to talk more to him. They need to make him see reason. They need to make him see reason why he's a professional footballer. It's not everything that they say to you that you take to heart. Some footballers have been told more than what was told to him already. Yeah. And they are still doing fine today. So that's it.
They will be facing Belgium at Wembley Stadium this evening. They'll be looking to win that game after losing to Brazil through an Hendrick goal. Okay, let's move on to the Germany versus Netherlands game. Germany being the host of Euro 2024, they laid out a statement when they won against top favorites in pressing of France. They won that game courtesy of a Florian Wirtz goal and Kai Havertz goal. Germany, looking at them, given the tournaments they had in Qatar, do you tip them to go all the way to at least make the semi-finals?
That's why we call them the German machines. You can't take them out of the equation. That's why they call them the German machines. They can easily go all out to win the competition when they host it. Because they have the capacity, they have the players. One thing I love about this German team, you can't see the German national team flushing out the old players and bringing new set of crops of players. You always find 2, 3, 4, or 5 senior players trying to integrate their legacies into the smaller ones. Look at the likes of Florian Wirtz, Jamal Musiala, and Kai Havertz. We still have the likes of Leroy Sané in them. If he's not injured, those are dangerous players that you can count on at any given time. So these Germans set of players are very, very wonderful. You can't take anything. You can't take chances against them. You can't take anything out from them. Imagine the other night I was watching that. I purposely watched that match against France. So it's just a bad day for the French national team, because Kylian Mbappe was thinking that it's a one-man show, but a single trick can never make a forest.
Yeah, a single three can make a forest, and that's the option that France tend to take sometimes when they are playing against this top team. They believe that Kylian Mbappe has what it takes to, you know, take them to the next level. But Germany, in a way, play more cohesively. They play more like a team, and this is only possible with the way Julian Nagelsmann sets them up in a structure, in a proper German structure. And speaking of Nagelsmann, there were reports that he will extend his contract after Euro 2024. The initial thought was that he would leave the job after leading them into Euros, but with what they are playing now, I think the German football board, they want to extend his contract more into possibly, let's say, the 2026 World Cup, and it will be good for them, for German football, and for Julian Nagelsmann as well, because he's a young guy. He has what it takes to lead the national team into the future. Who knows? He can even lead them to the 10 years because age is on his side. But how do you see them? How do you see them going into this tournament as hosts? Won't that pressure be there to perform more than others?
If I tell you that there won't be pressure, it's a lie. But one thing I like about this German setup is you always see their ex-internationals giving support, giving advice, trying to cheer the younger ones up. You know, somebody like Oliver Kahn, somebody like Bastian Schweinsteiger, Philipp Lahm. You always see them lending the help of advice. Somebody like Klose, you know, Michael Ballack. You always see them at the top there, shouting, screaming, coming to the training, trying to teach them one or two things, building confidence, instilling confidence in them. So this German team, given from what I've seen from them, these guys, I'm tipping them to make it to the semi-finals in the Euros when it kicks off.
To the semi-finals of the Euros. Well, going into the full in the international break, fully refreshed, and as host, they'll be looking to go all the way to try and win it as well. But Netherlands have flattered to deceive in recent times. You know, they didn't qualify for Euro 2020. They qualified for the World Cup, but they were sent home by the eventual champions, Argentina. Looking at them, you notice that this Netherlands side is not the side that was beforehand, in the likes of Arjen Robben, Van Nistelrooy, Van Persie, Van der Sar, the Vans. But now they are bringing in young players, and there's not just like the German national team that you spoke about. There is no succession plan for the Dutch national team, and that is contributing to the downfalls in national competitions. So what do you think can go wrong for them in the Euros moving on into the summer?
The Netherlands team. These are one of the teams I love to watch previously, but in recent times they seem not to be getting it right. They seem not to be getting it right because they believe in old glory. They are still basking in their old names and old glory. I think the era of the Netherlands ended when the Vans dropped out of the team.
Yeah.
You know, so now I can only mention of a few of the team. You know, the engine room, which is Frankie de Jong, maybe Murphy, Depay, what are these guys? Virgil van Dijk, Dumfries. There's this defender that I love so much, Daley Blind. You know, so, but the truth is that I'm not going to take anything away from them. They are still young boys, still trying to make name for themselves. So the challenge is within them and their instinct, you know, and their instinct. But they are not a match for the German side. They are not a match for the German side.
Okay, you've said it there, right there. They are not a match for the German side. So I would like to get your predictions going into these 4 games. Mali, Nigeria. What is your prediction on that?
How do they walk over for Nigeria? 2-0.
2-0. Why did you say 2-0?
Judging from the first match against Ghana, I saw the composure at the first half of that match. I didn't watch the whole match, but the first half was just a joy giver to me. The first half was a joy giver, and if the Super Eagles can get it right this time around again, like they did in the first half of that match, they should kill off the game by that first half. 2-0 Nigeria.
Okay. Spain, Brazil. What's your prediction?
Spain, Brazil. This is going to be a tough one because these two sides are feeding young stars, the shining stars of the generation. So I think it will be a hard one. I see Brazil coming out on top. Probably 1-0 or 2-1.
Okay.
I go with 1-0 Brazil.
Okay. England versus Belgium.
This is one I would like to. Well, I see England winning because it seems the injury of Belgium, which is Kevin De Bruyne, is having discomfort. I guess, right? So I see England winning 2-0. 2-0 England.
Germany versus Netherlands.
That's a walkover also for Germany. 3-0.
3-0.
Germany.
Wow.
Yes.
You sure they're going to win 3-0?
3-0 Germany.
Okay. Just before I let you go,
if they can hit France 2-0, they can hit Netherlands 3-0.
True. Football is crazy like that in many ways.
Yeah.
Just before I let you go, Christian, the blockbuster match in the Premier League this season will be played this weekend on Sunday, which is Arsenal, or let me say Manchester City versus Arsenal. And in that game, the Premier League title can be decided, can be won or lost. Who do you think will edge the match in that game?
I'll put my money where my mouth is. I want to put my money where my mouth is.
Okay.
So that match, I see Manchester City winning that match comfortably because Pep Guardiola is a tactician and a bad one at that. So nobody knows what he's cooking up for. I respect Mikel Arteta so much. I respect the Arsenal football club so much also. But Manchester City is one team you don't mess around when it comes to the business end of the season. So I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Manchester City is going to beat Arsenal. The scoreline should be, I don't know, but I'll be predicting Manchester City 3, Arsenal 1.
3-1. Fair results given the past record of Arsenal Football Club on that stage. In that stage.
So you don't mess with Man City when it gets to the business end of the season.
Yeah. Probably not. And good luck to the both of them. I wish them the best of luck as they chase their Premier League dream. Thank you so much, Christian, for your time on the show. I really enjoyed our topic together, and I hope that when next we call upon you, you answer us in good faith.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. So that's all we have for you on the show today. Do well to tune in to SeeTV for more football updates all around the world with regards to the Premier League, the Champions League, the La Liga, Serie A, Bundesliga, and of course the European Championships this summer. I remain my own self, Emmanuel Ayomide Bafog. Until next time, stay safe. Bye.